Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to check the Geprc Smart16, a small but yet powerful 2S micro quadcopter. In this video, I'm going to quickly go over its features and specs and the basic setup procedure, give you my feedback after testing it out, and show you some flight footage. First of all, in terms of packaging, inside the box along with the quadcopter, you're getting some Geprc stickers, a hex key and a Phillips screwdriver, 2 battery Velcro straps, 2 3D printed parts which will enable you to mount the batteries either on the top or on the bottom of the quadcopter, a quick start guide which is not made specifically for this quadcopter, so in case you need to obtain more information about the flight controller, I recommend to head over to Geprc's website, a spare set of GemFan 1610 bi-blade propellers, and some spare screws. As for its specs, the Geprc Smart16 features Geprc 0803 11,000 kV motors, the Caddx and nano-sized FPV camera. On its center you can find a 16x16mm stack which is based on a 12 amperes BLLES 4-in-1 ESC, an F4 flight controller, and a 48 channels VTX that supports RC Trump protocol and has a maximum output power of 200 mW. The VTX antenna is secured to the back standoff using a 3D printed TPU part. It's using 2 PH2.0 battery connectors which are connected in series, and the Smart16 is available with multiple ready receiver options, or in case you'd like to install your own ready receiver, you can get a plug-and-play version. As for this cute looking frame, its wheelbase is 78mm and it features a wide X pattern. The thickness of the bottom unibody carbon fiber plate is 1.5mm. The thickness of the top plate is 1mm. The distance between them is 19mm, and the frame only supports 16x16mm stacks. As for its weight, without a battery, the Smart16 weighs 33.4 grams, and including the 3D printed adapter for mounting the batteries on the top plate and 2 Geprc 380 mAh 1S LHV batteries, the total weight is 54.3 grams. As for setting it up, here is a quick overview of the BetaFlight settings, which are as always linked down below, so in case you change something and you want to revert the settings to the stock ones, you can use the included dump file. In case you have one of the bind and fly versions, you'll need to bind the included ready receiver, which is of course pre-soldered to the flight controller to your radio transmitter, and in case you've got the plug-and-play version like I have, you'll need to install your own radio receiver. For that, you'll need to remove the top carbon fiber plate, then disconnect the VTX from the flight controller, and solder the radio receiver to the flight controller using the diagram that you can currently see on your screen. Out of the box, on the plug-and-play version, a servo connector is pre-soldered to the 5V ground and inverted S-bus pads of the flight controller, so in case you are going to use a compatible radio receiver, you can simply cut off the wires and solder them to the radio receiver. And keep in mind that in case you are new to the hobby or you don't have a lot of experience dealing with delicate soldering work, I would recommend to save yourself the trouble and get one of the bind and fly versions. The next thing that I've done is to test the Smart16 both indoors and outdoors. And overall, after testing it out, I can tell you that this quadcopter is very fun to fly, and it is definitely one of the most powerful drones in its category. In terms of flight time, you can expect between 2.5 to 4 minutes depending on how you fly, using the Geprc 380 mAh 1S LHV cells, which are connected in series in order to create a single 2S battery. These batteries can be mounted either on the top or bottom plate using one of the provided 3D printed TPU parts, which is, by the way, in my opinion, a very elegant and secure way to mount the batteries on the quadcopter. In case you are not going to use a lightweight action camera, I suggest mounting the batteries on the top plate, and in case you are going to use one, as this quadcopter is capable of lifting a lightweight action camera such as the Insta360 Go 1 and probably the Go 2, you can mount the batteries on the bottom plate. In addition, as for the Geprc battery cells, as far as I can tell, they worked pretty well. The total weight of 2 cells is 19.4 grams, so they are lighter, for example, than this BetaFPV 300 mAh 2S LHV battery, which is of course heavier since it is using an XT30 battery connector. That brings me to Geprc's decision to use two PH2.0 battery connectors, which are connected in series. No, you can't fly this quadcopter using a single 1S battery by putting a jumper on one of the connectors, and in my opinion, the reason behind this decision is maybe because Geprc are going to release a smaller 1S quadcopter and they simply want to reuse the 1S battery cells. So in case you are not going to purchase these battery cells, what I recommend to do is to simply cut off this connector and replace it with a single XT30 battery connector, which will enable you to use regular 2S batteries. In addition, in case you are going to purchase the Geprc batteries and you need something to charge them with, Geprc just released this mobile charger, which is capable of charging up to 4 1S LHV batteries that are using a PH2.0 battery connector simultaneously at a current of 0.5 amperes per channel. And in case you've already got a charger at home, you can create this type of adapter. And in case you'd like to learn more about it, check out this video in this link over here. Now I'm going to wrap up this video with some flight footage, and overall, as I've told you before, this is a very fun to fly quadcopter. In terms of durability, I think that it will be able to withstand even some nasty crashes because it is pretty light, but of course on a harder crash you might break an arm and that will require you to replace the entire bottom plate. So in case you are going to purchase it, I think that it's going to be a good idea to purchase an extra bottom plate or maybe even purchase an extra frame. So I hope you will enjoy the rest of this video, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notifications bell if you're not already subscribed. See you on my next videos, and goodbye.
We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go. We're driving cars on a Mars tonight.